Greetings summoners! Today we shall review patch 8.10 jungle changes. While the previous patch was mostly about the lanes, this one implies serious balance fixes and changes in the jungle. Riot tries to decrease the amount of early pressure junglers can create on the lanes, but increase junglers' interactions. So let's analyze how these changes will affect jungle routes, how the current meta will change, and let's try to find out who benefits the most and whose potential has been decreased in this patch. So let's start with a major change. In patch 8.10, Riot has changed jungle camps experience. The game developers think that junglers had too much impact early on. Specifically, they were too frequently able to gank at level 3 before solo laners reached that level, and bot duo might be even level 1. All the camps experience has been changed without exception. As you can see, the monster camp experience now scales with level, capping at level 7. During the first jungle clear, you can become level 2 after taking one camp, as before. But before, you could also become level 3 after 3 camps, and now you cannot. Now, to become level 3, you have 3 different routes. You should either take 3 camps, one of which is Krugs, or take 4 other camps. Or you can take 3 camps and Scuttler. Its changes we shall discuss a bit later. That means that junglers won't be able to gank that early with a level advantage. Clearing camps to become level 3 will take you more time than it did before. It's worth noting that including Krugs in your early jungle route makes the blue side more beneficial for most junglers, as your bot lane duo can make a pool, while on the top side there is only a top laner. Another thing, Season 7 jungle route, when junglers with AoE skill set abused it to start with Raptors, which granted the most experience. Back then, Raptors' red buff Scuttler route made you level 3 pretty fast, you just needed bonus experience runes. Now a similar route on the red side is the following: Krugs, red buff, Raptors. It's beneficial for junglers with AoE skill set like Kayn or Graves. Besides, it's worth noting that Raptors now grant less experience not only in the early game, but also throughout the whole game. It will affect junglers who avoid getting deep into the enemy jungle but try to control both Raptors camps. In the very first game on this patch, the enemy Shaco stole my large Raptor and left happy as a clam. I guess he didn't know that now it grants as much experience as the small ones. The same goes for Grump, for which you receive less experience throughout the whole game. Now, Rift Scuttler changes. In patch 8.10, as before, 2 Rift Scuttlers spawn at the start of the game, but after both die, only one spawns at a time for the remainder of the game. Respawn locations are randomly determined, but signaled ahead of time with a respawn marker. The Rift Scuttler is tankier early and worth significantly more gold and experience, which scale with level, capping at level 9. Scuttler now spawns 15 seconds earlier and its respawn timer is significantly lower. But that's not all. Killing a Scuttler now grants much more mana. In the previous patches, Scuttler wasn't a hotly contested objective and was usually taken for additional vision in the river, but after all the changes, Scuttler has become a fully valid jungle objective. It will encourage more actions in the river. This change will also affect mid laner meta. Since now Scuttler is an important objective, champions who can quickly push their lane and help their jungler will be much more useful. Scuttler now restores mana, so it might be given to mid laners. Besides, some mid laners can take Smite and kill Rift Scuttlers by themselves, like it's done by Shifter, an NA player. Scuttler's increased influence will also cause bot lane meta changes. Now gaining an advantage in this lane will be even more important, so that bot lane can roam and steal or contest this objective. ADCs with high push potential or strong early game such as Caitlyn, Xayah, Kai'Sa, Kalista and Draven will be more valuable. So that's it about Rift Scuttler. Let's check jungle item changes. As you can see, not only jungle camps have been changed, but also jungle items. Hunter's Talisman has been buffed and now grants some more damage and heal. But the main point is additional mana regeneration, which now depends on mana spent. The less mana you have, the higher its regeneration is. It will make clearing camps easier for mana-hungry champions such as Diana, Kayle, Echo, Amumu, Fiddlesticks and Maokai. Some mages that are rarely seen in the jungle like Fizz, Karthus, Rumble, Brand, Zyra might start jungling more often. Hunter's Machete has been slightly changed as well. Machete no longer grants bonus attack speed on attacking jungle monsters. Instead, its damage on hit versus monsters has been increased. This change will significantly empower junglers with attack speed abilities such as Xin Zhao, Warwick, Jax, Kindred, Nunu, Olaf, Volibear, Vi and even Lee Sin. Okay, now let's discuss the Runic Echoes update. That's another way to help mages be able to jungle more often. This item now grants 300 mana and 10% CDR. Obviously, just as Hunter's Talisman update, this one will mostly help mana-hungry champions. However, this item no longer grants bonus movement speed, thus decreasing mobility and gank potential of junglers with no gap closer abilities. It will mostly affect such junglers as Evelynn, Elise and Fiddlesticks, who have no huge mana problems but depend on their movement speed. Warding Totem has also been changed. These changes increase the value of a well-placed ward and the cost of a bad one. After the recent Oracle Lens changes, now it can be used at level 1. With its help, revealing a long duration ward is easier than a few short duration ones. That's why in this meta, gank-oriented junglers should get Oracle Lens as soon as possible to make their ganks more effective, and farm-oriented junglers with map control need to plan their vision spots more thoroughly, as there will be fewer possibilities for ward placing. Alright guys, we really hope this information will be useful in your own games. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, good luck in your solo queue.